This is Remember the Great Sports, and this is going to be a video about people trying to pass off vintage cards as real that are actually reprint cards. So I'm going to do my best to record some footage. I already took some still shots of some very obvious fake cards in there. So I'm going to try to be the least conspicuous that I can when recording. But again, this is at an antique mall in Missouri, right off the interstate. So we're going to see what we can record here to help educate you guys. So if you walk down the aisle here, you can first see these are legit cards. But you come down to this booth right here, you can see the Julius Erving rookie, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the Ted Williams. I apologize about the camera here. There's a Casey Stengel and a Ted Williams. This isn't the best footage, but maybe it's the glass case, I don't know. But if you see this guy's little sign here, it's hard to see, I know, but it says all cards sold as is. And what he does is he mixes cards together to make it look like they're authentic. But if you obviously know your vintage cards, and this is...
Now, we've had...
I
have to
know.
warn you, okay?
I know.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
my question is, why do you let them sell here then?
Well, because they said that they would put that sign up.
Right, but...
And, yeah. And we can't really... As long as it says, like, for novelty, then we can't...
Well, I'm a baseball collector, as you can tell, okay? But I'll tell you the little trick that this guy's doing, right?
Yeah.
All right, this is fake.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, that's a Dr. If you know who Dr. J is,
yeah,
that's his rookie card, but not real. Okay. And what he's doing, if you're doing this, if you want to keep him here, that's fine. Right. But what he's doing is he's mixing them. So he's throwing like a real card.
What I wonder.
Yeah, he's throwing a real card in here.
See, that's
and mixing these all together. You know, like this right here is real.
That's what I wondered.
And, right.
Okay. That
makes so like sense. This Dan Fouts is legit thing right here. Okay.
Okay.
And what he does is he lays it down next to them, and then you're thinking, oh, well, that's a '54 Ted Williams.
Because I've had people that swear by CNC, so that's why they're like, yeah, we are baseball people. We know what is real and what is not. And I'm like, okay, but I'm just wanting to warn you.
Here's the best way you can tell, okay? You see how crisp that picture is?
Right.
You see how perfectly clear that is? Well, this is like a 1985 card.
Right.
Okay? Well, look at the picture.
Yeah.
You see how it's very foggy or however you want to call it.
Right.
And you can almost see the dot marks.
It's just insane.
You know, like off a printer. You know, obviously in 1954, they didn't have printers like that. And the price
is a dead giveaway.
It is a dead giveaway.
Exactly.
Because if this was a legit card, that'd be worth hundreds of dollars.
Exactly.
And the sickening thing about this is they're purposely bending these. You see
to
the corners
make them
there?
look older.
Yeah, you see that? The corners are bent. You know, you might even throw a little dirt on the back, you know, just to throw people off. And he's doing it right up the road to Rolla, too, because I saw him there.
You know what? He's a preacher.
Isn't
that just insane?
That's sickening.
Yeah, isn't that just insane? Because that's why we've been like...
Yeah.
And at first, we said you have to put... We've had a complaint on
Right.
these cards. They've turned them in, and it's not... And we said, you have to put a sign up. And we made a sign for him that said, for novelty only.
Right.
And he's like...
He didn't like that?
No, he didn't like it. He ripped it down. And, but you're right about them mixing up, because I had all of his cards like perfectly straight in here.
Right.
He came one day and just
well,
them around.
I mean, this, you know who Barry Sanders is? You follow football at all?
No.
Okay. Well, this Barry Sanders card is only a 1989, okay, which is in our age, okay? We're not talking 1950, 50s, whatever. Right. This would have been a card that if me and you went and bought a pack of cards in 1989, we would have bought. But look at the printing quality.
Yeah, it's terrible.
The image is too blurry, too striated, however you want to call it. This card should be perfect. It's not that old compared to, you know, Ted Williams or Joe DiMaggio here.
Yeah,
so
that just makes me sick.
Yes, it does. And so, you know, I know you guys like to have a legit business here.
Yeah.
But if you don't have somebody like myself or a real card collector that knows what they're looking at, you know, Grandma might come here and say, "Oh, there's."
And that's why my dad's the owner, and that's why he says every time you open that case, you warn people what they're getting into. He said, yes, we have to let him sell it, but we can warn them, and we can say, hey, we've had complaints on these cards.
You know, as you know, like when you go over to somebody's house and play Monopoly, house rules. Okay.
Yeah.
I play Monopoly one way, you play Monopoly another way.
Right.
But if you're playing it at my house, this is how we play it. Now, if you really are willing to keep this guy here, and if it pisses him off, so be it, is the way I look at it. But I would say, you know what, you put every single one of these in a box in the corner and say reprint cards,
that's right,
whatever. And if I want to come get you to go through that reprint box, and just like I did with that guy over there, because those are real in that case. But if I just want to go right over here and you know, pull a box of them and look through them, then he still can sell. You know, but like you said, you're the business owner. What's he going to do, sue you? All right, so here we are, about 20 miles up the road at a second antique mall, flea market type place. And I was here a couple weeks ago, and this I saw these fake cards for the first time then. So I'm going to go back in and I'm going to try to record and take some still images the best that I can. I'm probably not going to ask to see in the case this time, because I was able to get into the case at the last place. So I just want to point out that this individual is not just a person at an individual flea market here in Missouri, but he's spreading himself out at many places throughout Missouri. So bear with me as I kind of walk through here, and I'm going to do my best not to let him figure out that I'm recording. So I'm going to put you on pause for 1 second. Alright, so we're in here, and I'm going to have to make this pretty inconspicuous. Got some more 80s music to listen to in the background, so enjoy while I'm doing that. Ooh, some Tops Big from back in the day. Remember those guys? We're not here for a antique mall. And here we are. If you look at this one, I had to put a Stevens Reproduction Sports Memorabilia on here. And as you can see, same story. I mean, there's a authentic Chili Davis rookie card in that Carlton. that Morgan, but you can see the C is a little more heavier on the tobacco cards at this one. But there's a Michael Jordan up there at the top. Even a fake Jerry Rice rookie, Ripken rookie. And he's not even. There's the same Barry Sanders. We saw it the last one with an Aikman. Johnny Bench, even him. Down the list. And what a jerk. I mean, I can't even describe a better way to describe this guy. I mean, this is a sick individual. I mean, look what he's done to that Christy Matthews thing just to make it look old. Cut the corners on it, bent it in half. I mean, so why don't we expose Steven's reproduction sports memorabilia for the sicko that he is. So I actually saw something I am interested in here, but I refuse to give this guy any bit of my money. They're not all fake, so. Again, trying to do this without the staff really noticing me doing it, so that's enough footage of this one. You guys get the idea. So here are my final thoughts. I really enjoy collecting sports cards, memorabilia. I love sports. And I've seen many people try to scam others throughout this hobby for many years. I particularly don't want to focus on just the fact that these are reprint cards, because I think reprint cards have a very important part in this hobby. Meaning, sometimes you cannot collect a card unless you buy a reprint or reproduction of it. And I think that's a very ideal thing to do. You know, especially if you're trying to collect a set or something like that and you just can't get that last card, and maybe you buy that reprint for $1 or $2 to be a filler until you're able to save the funds to get that next original card to add to your collection. But the one thing that I do have a problem with is the person trying to scam others into thinking that reprint cards are the legitimate thing. There are so many people out there that are trying to make that quick buck, and the reason that I shared this video, and I hope to maybe share some future videos like this, is to make you, the collector, aware. I myself have been duped. I have fake autographs, I have fake tobacco cards, vintage cards in my collection that I picked up throughout the years that I at one time thought were legitimate. Now, as a new collector in this hobby, some of the tips I might give you are, if the price is too good to be true, it probably is. Meaning, if you go into an antique mall, or if you're even shopping on eBay looking at vintage cards, if the price is ridiculously too low,
don't even think that it's probably not a scam. You know, another tip that I might want to give is grading companies like Beckett, PSA, you know, etc. authenticate cards. And sometimes that can get quite pricey. But if you really, really, really want to collect a certain vintage card or a certain vintage player on a card, it might be better off just trying your luck at trying to get the graded version of that card to make sure that you get a legitimate card. One last tip is visit your local card shop or go to a card show in your area. There are many people that pride themselves on vintage cards and the collections that they have and are reselling. And most of the time, these individuals are hobbyists that have been in the hobby for decades, many, many years. There's a couple ways to get vintage cards, but going to an antique mall and a flea market and seeing something like this, and you've seen, say, a Johnny Bench rookie card for $10, a Tom Seaver rookie, or a tobacco card for $10, odds are you're probably getting scammed. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave the comments below, and I look forward to creating some more content for you. And as always, happy collecting to everyone out there.